Just north of Johannesburg, and this is the venue for the latest in the series of New Age business briefings brought to you by the SABC and today sponsored by Transnet. And as Leanne was saying, we have the experts here with us today, and just to remind you who is sitting on the panel, we have the chairperson of the Orange Afcon LOC, Chief Mwelo Nonkonjana. We have the Minister of Sport and Recreation, Mr. Fikile Mbalula. We have the CEO of the Orange Afcon LOC, Mvuzo Mbebe, and also the acting COO of the SABC, Mr. Hlaudi Motsoeneng. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And you are the experts. You're under pressure, so you have to come up with all the answers today. But what I can say also today, I'm very, very pleased and happy to say that we have our sports anchor for Morning Live. She's not going to be a stranger to you at home, and certainly a lot of new audience are going to meet Valen Kirtley, who joins us and is going to be roving on the floor asking questions. And Valen, I guess covering sports, this is as big as it gets.
It certainly does. The beat at Africa's feet, that is the slogan of the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations. And of course, it is here in South Africa. We helped Libya out by taking the tournament. We were going to host it in 2017, and we said we'll help out due to security concerns. And I really think that due to the time constraints, we as a country have come together. You saw with that countdown just this week that the minister attended at Sandton. There was also one in Durban, that people around the country are actually getting very excited. But what exactly is the feeling from different camps? Are we ready on a transport front? Are we ready, with the ticketing sales? And how are the ticketing sales going? I also see the DG of Home Affairs that is here. So we're also going to be finding out how many international visitors we can expect. There is a host of people on the floor here, dignitaries that we'll be able to speak to too, because I know you've got our panel of 4 up there that you'll be speaking to. But we've also got the Deputy Minister of Sport and Recreation, Mr. Khashoggi Hazen. We've got the President of SAFA, Nebutandani. I've mentioned the DG of Home Affairs. And we've also got some of the Afcon partners that are partnering with the tournament, the UN, AIDS, Unite Against Malaria, and we're going to be chatting to all of these people here on the floor.
All right, Valen, thank you very much indeed. And as you say, she's going to be chatting to everybody here. And remember, you at home as well can be part of this conversation at Mbuli Vuyo, at Peter Ndoro, at Leanne Manners, and hashtag TNA BizBrief. That's B-I-Z, hashtag TNA BizBrief. Please get those questions through to you. Now, just before the break, we heard from the first 3 gentlemen, and they shared their thoughts with us. But perhaps we can start with you, Mr. Motsoeneng. Host broadcaster, it's a big privilege and a big responsibility as well. Your thoughts as we're 8 days away?
I think I want to start by saying Bafana Bafana is going to razzmatazz all these African teams. We should believe in Bafana Bafana, and I believe that Bafana Bafana will win. I think Zambia has shown that all people are equal. You hold your future in your hands. It's you. If you want to win, you'll win. You just need to believe. That is the reason SABC, we believe that will do well. Minister, rest assured, HD is there. I don't know what is the issue about HD. So SABC, as a hosting broadcaster, and thank you very much for my brother here. We normally fight Mvoso. Maybe it's because of the COO, the history of COO. But the issue that we were fighting about, it was about we can't allow other broadcasters from outside South Africa to come and conquer South Africa. When we have a public broadcaster, we have people with some special skills. We have done well during the World Cup. We are going to do wonderful for Afcon. And we have new technology, the same technology that we use for World Cup, we are going to use the same technology. So SABC is the best. SABC, people should watch SABC, they should pay their TV license so that we should improve the technology that we have.
All right, so we've heard from the LOC certainly that we're ready for this event. SABC, you're saying that we're fully ready. Are we going to show every single match, and are people at home going to be able to hear, even on radio, all the matches?
Hey, people are very interesting because they have different interests. Your generations, your Mufangos, and others is Tingo and so on. But all the programs they are going to there. We have already scheduled some of the matches, but all Afcon match will be there. Your SABC 1 and SABC 2, all your generations, people should just rest assured the schedule is there. We'll communicate with people and inform them. And also what is important for SABC is this is not about South Africa. It is about the continent. We also have analysts from the continent, which is good. We have former players also.
All right, okay. Valen, I know that this is a big event in the life of a sports journalist, and I know that you probably have a couple of questions that you'd like to pose as well. Valen?
Yeah, certainly do. When the CEO of Afcon, Mr. Motsoeneng, spoke, he said that we're expecting 2 to 3 billion viewers worldwide. So I suppose we'd like to ask you, Hlaudi, with the broadcast deal having been signed just a short while ago, are we ready to be able to broadcast our product to the rest of the world?
Exactly that. That is the reason why we are a host broadcaster.
Okay.
We are going to give all pictures to the world. So that was the reason when we were fighting with CAF, and I'm happy because my brother here, he has shown that he is a South African, because he did very well also to go and represent us there and fight. The DG of Sports, Season Zimande and Jimmy, my colleagues from SABC, and the Deputy Chairperson Tamika Blagi, but Ms. Razmataz is always leading the team, so it's exciting.
Well, let's turn to you then, Minister. I mean, one of the challenges of coming in late to the party is you've got to get things done quickly, but funding came very slowly, and I'm just wondering why that was. Could government have acted quicker?
There's no way. I think we need to salute the South African government under the leadership of President Zuma. From the word go, government was not dilly-dallying. From the State of the Nation last year, the president committed the country. It's just that we've got to understand how government works. It doesn't work like a spaza shop, because you must account for every cent that you give. So we got the budget, and then we processed the budget, and what had to happen is that it had to go through the adjustment process, and it had to go to Parliament, had to be affirmed, and so on. So those are the delays and the processes that took some time. But I'm confident that we'll do well in relation to broader mobilization of our people as they respond to hosting of the Africa Cup of Nations.
Okay, Chief Nokonyana, as the chairperson of the board, has it been a huge challenge to get this ready in such a short period of time, or did we at least have a blueprint given we had the World Cup not so long ago?
Oh, indeed it was a challenge, but because we had a winning formula and a winning team when we hosted the FIFA World Cup in 2010. As you may know, our board is composed of the key ministries, as well as key business people, as well from the civic society. And we had our own 3 musketeers, and they are all part of this new board. And of course, what would any chairperson need if we've got an energetic and young minister to give that needed spark to that team? So, notwithstanding those challenges, because of our experience, now I think we've been able to really turn the tide, as it were. Hence, we are all confident that we are going to cause all South Africans to be proud, and Africans to be proud in hosting this African Cup of Nations for this year.
Okay, Valen?
I'm sitting with the Director General of Home Affairs, who have partnered with the UNDP, Makoseli Apleni. Thanks for speaking to us. Just tell us, how many international visitors can we expect that will be coming into South Africa to enjoy the beat at Africa's feet?
Well, firstly, we are saying as a Department of Home Affairs, we are a gateway for anyone in the continent who want to come and share with us this particular event is welcomed. In terms of the numbers, we cannot give a particular number, but we want to say anyone is welcome to come to South Africa. But what I can say as a point of note, during the World Cup, we were thinking that a lot of spectators will be coming outside of Africa, but surprisingly, we get a lot of spectators from Africa. So we are confident that this cup will be supported by the Africans.
One of the partners of the tournament is the UNDP, and they also one of your implementing agencies. Just explain the partnership.
Well, what we are saying is that as Africa, we are really fighting for integration. So in this is giving us the opportunity that as Africans, we can work together. Hence, we have come up with a slogan for us where we said, Africa, it is our time to embrace peace, unity and diversity. So together with the UNDP, we are focusing to make sure that as Africans, we build a peaceful Africa. So sport is one of the things which we can use to build that.
All right.
Sorry. All right, I just wanted to know what the interest has been from the international media.
Well, as we said, this is one of the biggest tournaments, as the ministers indicated, in the continent. So we're saying the sport is the uniting everywhere. So by having this kind of a tournament in the Africa, it will make sure that the world will be able to see that as Africa, it is our time, we're able to do things at our own.
Embrace peace and diversity. That, of course, is the slogan from the UNDP as well as the Department of Home Affairs. Thank you very much, DG. Let's go back to the stage where Peter is sitting.
Phelan, thank you very much indeed. Mr. Mbebe, just before we go to the break, I'm going to be wearing a business hat a bit today when we talk about this tournament. And I'm just wondering, when you sit with your board, they'll sit and say, these are your key performance areas, these are your KPIs. When you look back on the 11th of February, what would need to have happened for this to have been a success? What would be the key indicators that say we had a successful tournament?
I think for me there would be three things. The first and the most important one would be that the stadiums are full. That to me is the most critical success factor we're going to measure this tournament by. How full were these stadiums during the tournament? So we need to make sure that every single stadium is full. The second one, obviously, I've got a mandate from the board. We must meet all our obligations and mandate, not only just from the government, but also from CAF, is whether we've met those mandate and obligations. They're quite detailed. And lastly, I think is for us to say, as a continent, we really did meet and celebrate our Africanness. I think those, to me, are the three critical success factors we should measure this tournament by.
All right, so we're going to unpack that, because I think the first one that you said is, were the stadiums full? And we're going to find out just how well we're doing in terms of selling tickets so far, and how many are still available, and what can still be done. All right, all of that we'll unpack straight after this break.